All right, so just finish up another trading session for the day. It's May 21st today. For those that don't know, I trade futures, gold, NASDAQ, and ES on my 10 PA Apex accounts. As you can see, here are my results. I took 2 trades today. One trade was a loss, one trade was a win. I came out green at the end of the day. My winner was a little bit bigger than my loser. Again, not the best day. On these accounts, I did trade gold. It was a pretty choppy market. There just wasn't much follow through on my trades. And then these accounts, I only trade ES or NQ. There's 0 setups today, so I didn't take anything, right? I only follow my strategy. I don't trade what I think is going to happen, right? I have to follow my setup. And if I don't see a setup, I'm not going to take the trade. And I think that can confuse beginners sometimes because beginners think, profitable traders, they know exactly what's going to happen in the market, right? That's kind of your perspective. Like, oh, this guy, he knows what's going to happen, where I don't know, right? All I can do is follow my strategy and follow consistently. If I don't see my strategy appear, I don't see my setup appear, then I can't trade. And the reason why I follow that is because my strategy makes me profitable. It's not what I see in the market. It's not what I think is going to happen. There's plenty of things that happened in the market today that I thought was going to happen, but it didn't follow my setup, so I couldn't take it. I couldn't get in a position. And that's why I want you guys to understand this video. That's the lesson I want you to take away from today. Anyways, let's go over the trades I took today. So for those that don't know how I trade, the first step of this is I want to establish the trend, right? So we can go back to the surfer analogy. We can see if you're a surfer, you want to go with the wave, not against the wave. So the trend is the wave in the market. So as you can see, if I go over to my chart here, this was what gold looked like when it first opened up. We're tearing up. We're trading above our EMA. We're trading above our VWAP. Okay, so the left here is a 5-minute time frame. I can clearly see what the trend is, right? I can clearly see what the trend is right there. So that brings me to step number 2. Step number 2 is to wait for entry confirmations, right? So going back to the surfer analogy, a surfer is not going to take every wave he sees, right? He's got to make sure it's a good wave. It's not a wave that's going to crash all at once. It's not a wave that's going to get chopped out, right? It's a wave that he can actually ride, okay? So that's what I want to do as a trader. I want to be able to actually ride the wave. So I need to wait for my entry confirmations. Now, going back to the chart here, we can see basically what I was waiting for was a pullback so I can get in on this wave and ride it to new highs. Now, the first thing that happened here was we pulled back, right? And by the time that my entry confirmations happened, this MACD cross, and we got some green candles, we were pretty close to our resistance area already. So I personally didn't take that trade. We ended up going to new highs. So this trade would have been decent. I probably would have gotten stopped out on this pullback depending on where I put my stop loss. But that was the first thing I saw. I was like, I'm just going to wait for another setup. Anyways, we ended up pulling back again on this pullback. Was right here on the 5-minute time frame, right? We can see we're still trading above. The trend is still up. So I still want to only focus on going long. And again, my whole thought process was we're eventually going to get into a resistance zone and make new highs, right? So anyways, tried this trade. As you can see, we had the MACD cross. We had a nice green Heikin-Ashi candle. This is a 2-minute time frame, by the way. And now this trade, I honestly regret taking. The only reason I took it, because you can argue, be like, Chad, why would you take this when we're at the top of the resistance? The risk reward is horrible, right? Because I had my stop loss under this candle right here. Now, the only reason I took this trade was because we had a lot of big volume. So you can see a lot of big volume came in. And honestly, I thought that volume would get protected if we did test those levels again. Obviously, as you can see, I got stopped out. And at this point, I was down around $250. Okay, so I was down around $250 in 5 of my accounts. Now, I typically have a 2 or 3 trade rule and then I'm done. So I just have like a max loss. If I hit it, I have to walk away. So basically, I had like 1 more try, maybe 2 more tries because my max loss is around $500. So anyways, as we can see, this happened again. We pulled back, right? When I got stopped out, we're still trading above this EMA. And we started getting these green candles coming in. Again, I was waiting for my confirmation. That ended up happening around right here. Okay, so we got this nice green Heikin-Ashi candle. The MACD already crossed. The 5-minute was looking set up to cross if I move myself. 5-minute MACD was looking good as well. So I decided to try this one more time. Again, I pretty much had the same entry as I had before on this first trade, and I just slowly waited, right? And my target was 238, okay? Right into this resistance zone because that was yesterday's highs. Okay, so that was my target. As you can see, It took a little while, not gonna lie, this is pretty stressful sitting through this because there's a lot of pullbacks, there wasn't much momentum, and I already took a loss, right? So when you already have your first loss and you're in another trade, you feel more pressure, right? You feel like you have to make this work. Obviously, if I got stopped out, then, that's where I just walk away. I'm not seeing the market right, or the market's not doing what I want. We're not in the right conditions. There's no waves today. But again, I let my trade play out. I didn't touch my stop, and we eventually hit my target. We got straight into the zone, and this is where I took the whole position off, resulting in a $340 profit. If you combine all my accounts together, paying for my first loss I originally took. Now, if we head over to NASDAQ and the ES market, as we can see, like I said, I didn't really see any setups that I liked. There's nothing that followed my exact strategy. So I didn't get to take any trades on this. As you can see, basically we broke support from yesterday. So we broke yesterday's support in the first 30 minutes. We got some high volume. We ended up wicking up, right? And once we got above this VWAP and EMA, I was looking for a pullback. Unfortunately, we just started ripping up. We actually went up a decent amount of points here, and there wasn't too many pullbacks besides what we got right here. So let me move myself. We'll go to a smaller time frame. Okay, so this pullback was right here on the 2 minute. Now, I could have taken this long because this technically followed my system, right? We're riding with the wave. We saw some entry confirmations. I saw the MACD cross, and I also saw some green Heikin-Ashi candles. Now, again, I couldn't enter until this candle closed, right? But look where it closed, right? This closed right at the top here. We had heavy resistance. This is also resistance from pre-market if we look at it. So I just wasn't comfortable taking that. So really all the setups, like by the time I could get in, the risk reward was just screwed up, right? You saw the same thing on gold. You're seeing the same thing now on NASDAQ. So that's the main reason I couldn't really take a trade. We're actually getting a setup right now. Usually I don't like to trade past a certain hour of the day. So I'm not going to take this, but that's the thing that I want you guys to, take away from this video is it's okay to not take a trade one day, right? You don't have to know exactly what the market's going to do. You just have to follow your strategy, right? You have to feel comfortable with the setup. You have to know it follows your setup. And if there's no setups, then you simply walk away, right? So for me, I'm fine not trading one day a week, okay? If it's like 2 or 3 days a week I'm not trading, then I'm probably being too picky with my setups. But if it's only one day a week where I don't see any setups at all, that's fine, right? I can be profitable the other 3 or 4 days out of the week, okay? And I can be a profitable trader and I can stay consistent. And if I'm consistent and I have a good win rate and I'm consistently profitable, then I can scale my size, right? I can trade with more money. And now I can make, anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 from one trade. And if you're making $2,000 to $3,000 from one trade, you don't need to trade every day. If you have a smaller account and you're only making, $50 a day or $100 a day, you might feel like you need to take a trade every day. But just remember, the small account is temporary, right? Get yourself profitable, get a system that works, right? Be okay with not taking trades. And then once you scale your account, right, you're going to focus on quality over quantity because you know that each trade is going to make you a bag, right? It's going to make you a few $1,000s. You don't feel as much pressure to make money every day because you're making more money on your trades, right? So you're kind of focused on quality over quantity. So anyways, that's kind of my thought process. As far as tomorrow goes, just taking a look at the NASDAQ, we're going to zoom out here. As you can see, we're pretty much stuck in this range. This is all-time highs on the market. This is the same story with the S&P 500 chart. Pretty much looks the same. But as you can see, we're kind of stuck in this range the past 2 days. We're going to see if we're going to break out of this. So currently, my resistance level is going to be up at 18,780. And then my support's going to be down here. So I'll probably move this zone down here. So we're just going to move this. And this is going to be our new support area. So our range is a little bit bigger now, but this is the current range we're kind of stuck in. We're going to see if we'll eventually break out of this and keep making new highs, or if we're going to break down. We do have one more support area down here as well. So anyways, guys, that's my trade recaps for the day. Before you guys go, I want to let you know that I'm mentoring another group of action takers and showing them how to become a profitable day trader in the next 30 days inside my private day trading coaching program. I've been working with a lot of students and I have more time to help more people out. So if you're interested in joining the private group, all you have to do is DM me the word trading on my Instagram account. And I just have a few questions to make sure you'd be a good fit to join us inside of there. and I'll send you all the details from there. So anyways, if you are interested in joining that private group, all you have to do is go to the second link in the description below this video, message me the word trading on my Instagram account, and I'll get back to your message as soon as I can. That being said, guys, as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow inside our Discord. Tomorrow is FOMC day at 2 p.m. Eastern time, so watch out for that. The market could be choppy again in the morning, so be prepared. I'm going to be ready for it, and I'll see you guys inside of there. Let's have a great trading day tomorrow.